Welcome to Airborne Lab's 5.9-liter passivated, single-ended, two-port valved aluminum sampling cylinder training. Warning: before sampling, review the MSCS information on liquid CO2. Sampling must be performed in a well-ventilated area by personnel trained in handling pressurized cryogenic gases. Safety glasses, cryogenic safety gloves, and other necessary equipment must be worn. Ensure the fishhook scale is set to the 0 scale mark with no cylinder attached. Next, place the empty cylinder on the fishhook scale. Record and/or mark the tare weight if desired. Alternatively, if an Airborne Labs top loader balance is used, make sure it is properly leveled and zeroed with no cylinder load. Ensure that the cylinder's 5-year hydrostatic test period has not expired. Do not use the cylinder if it is beyond this retest date. Before sampling, examine all equipment. Check for cleanliness, tight-fitting union connections, proper purge assembly, no port thread damage, smooth valve operation, secure valve closure, proper burst disc rating, overall hardware integrity. Securely attach the SPRA 1900 ST5 SPVA CGA320 assembly to closed liquid CO2 sample source valve and also to the 5.9-liter cylinder CGA320 liquid source valve. Also ensure that a fresh PTFE washer is used for CGA320 fitting connection. Purge port valve is pointed away from you and all other equipment. It is recommended to orient the purge port outlet at about 45-degree angle towards the ground. Open the transfer line purge valve at this point. Carefully open the liquid CO2 source valve and allow the transfer line to vigorously purge for 1 minute. With the liquid CO2 source valve and the purge valve open, fully open the cylinder's liquid port valve, which will start the filling of this cylinder with liquid phase CO2. Once cylinder filling has started, close purge valve. After about 30 seconds of liquid CO2 filling, crack open the cylinder's vapor port valve about half turn maximum to allow any residual CO2 gas from a previous sample or any entrained air to vent. This gentle outlet venting step should result in a modestly loud hissing sound, but not an annoyingly loud sound. This gentle venting process helps to ensure a rapid, adequate chilling filling of the cylinder with liquid CO2. Either frost is visible about 2/3 up the cylinder wall, or after about 2 minutes of filling venting, open the purge valve, close the cylinder's vapor port valve, close the cylinder liquid port valve, and finally close the liquid CO2 source valve, in that sequence. Keeping the liquid CO2 flow going at all times helps to prevent formation of dry ice plugs in the transfer line. Next, allow the transfer line to completely depressurize via the purge valve, then carefully disconnect the transfer line, first from the 5.9 liter sample cylinder port, and finally from the liquid sample CO2 source. Do not allow the transfer line assembly to contact the ground at any time. Wipe off all surface moisture from all hardware. Properly repack all sampling equipment. Wipe off as much surface wall frost as is practical and reweigh the cylinder. If the net fill weight exceeds 4 kilograms, a bleed-off step will be needed. If the net fill weight is below 3 kilograms, reattach the fill assembly and proceed to add more liquid CO2 sample into the cylinder until an adequate charge weight is contained. Alternatively, if an airborne lapse top loader balance is used, wipe off as much surface wall frost as is practical and reweigh the cylinder. To properly bleed off the excess fill weight, slowly open the cylinder's liquid port valve only and observe the release of some snow for a few seconds. Or while the snow is vented, lift and roughly weigh the cylinder until the fill termination point has been reached. Reweigh the cylinder and, if needed, continue with additional bleed-off actions until a safe maximum fill net weight of no more than 4 kilograms or 8.8 pounds has been achieved. Alternatively, if an airborne lapse top loader balance is used, wipe off as much surface wall frost as is practical and reweigh the cylinder. Listen for any valve leaks from the cylinder. Do not use any soap bubble leak detection agents or immerse the cylinder in water. Use only audio-sensory methods or an electronic leak detector. Do not ship any leaking cylinder. If no leaks are detected, properly attach all lanyard-secured port caps and ensure that all needed sample ID information is entered onto the sample ID tag and analysis request form.
All right.
Next, affix a CO2 cylinder hazmat tag to the cylinder's collar ring using the stainless steel lanyard or clip assembly. Wipe off all surface moisture from all hardware. Properly repack all sampling equipment and insert a completed analysis request form into the shipping container. Next, fill out all hazmat courier paperwork for shipping container handle attachment. Insert the laminated hazmat label placard into the clear plastic sleeve located on the shipping case's lid. Close and clamp the shipping container and affix 2 security tags to the lip rings on this case. Record the numbers on these tags. Insert all completed courier hazmat paperwork and CO2 MSDS into a courier-provided document pouch and securely affix this pouch to the shipping case's handle. Properly ship the sample container to the appropriate analytical testing lab as dangerous goods, using an express courier service option. All staff involved with hazmat shipping must be hazmat certified to do so. Thank you for participating in the 5.9-liter Passivated single-ended 2-port valve aluminum sampling cylinder training. Questions can be directed to your instructor or sent to Airborne Labs International.